This is Chris Paddack. In 2019, he had a 9-7 record, 3.33 ERA, and 153 strikeouts in 140 2/3 innings. He attacked batters with his arsenal of a riding fastball, Vulcan changeup, and occasionally dropping in a curveball. But rather than trying to analyze his entire game, I'm going to focus on a very specific component: 0-2 counts. When I say he attacked batters, I wasn't being literal, but he did throw the ball in the zone far more often than the average pitcher. So much so that amongst starting pitchers, he had the highest proportion of his pitches coming on 0-2 count than any other pitcher in the MLB. Now when you reach an 0-2 count, you can basically do one of 5 things. You can either strike the batter out, get a foul ball to keep it at 0-2, throw a ball, make it 1-2, allow a ball in play, or hit the batter with the pitch. Obviously the pitcher's fighting for the strikeout. Getting a foul ball just replays the scenario. It's kind of a waste of a pitch, but the count stays in the pitcher's favor. Throwing the ball benefits the batter, but only marginally. All it does is give the batter a slightly higher chance of walking, which is particularly insignificant for a pitcher like Paddack, who has no problem throwing it in the zone when he needs to. Then, aside from a rare hit by pitch, the worst thing the pitcher can do is allow the batter to escape the unfavorable count with a ball in play. This is a point I want to take a moment to emphasize. No pitcher is trying to give up contact every time. There may be a few scenarios where a guy's on first and you're trying to throw a sinker to get a double play or something, but not every at-bat. Of the 434 pitchers that faced 150 or more batters, none of them did better when they gave up contact. As a pitcher, your job is to control the ratio between walks and strikeouts. So especially on an 0-2 count, you're really just trying to get the strikeout. If you let the ball in play, it really doesn't matter how soft the contact was. That was a failure on your part. So when you're evaluating a pitcher who's especially on an early 2-strike count, you're looking at what rate they're able to put batters away. Looking at Paddack's distribution of outcomes, he did a good job of trading balls for fouls, but struggled managing the ratio of balls in play to strikeouts. The balls and fouls is more statistically significant, but the ratio of balls in play to strikeouts hints at a far higher stakes problem. Paddack's struggles in the 0-2 count were rooted in his own decision making. The only count he threw a higher proportion of fastballs was the 3-0 count, so he was throwing a lot of 0-2 fastballs. Now generally pitchers prefer four-seam fastballs early in counts because they generate a lot of foul balls, so you can actually attack the zone more and not really get hit too hard because of it. But when you reach 0-2, that foul ball no longer is an added strike, it's just kind of a replay of that scenario, so it loses its value. So generally you'll see pitchers use more breaking balls and off speeds when they reach 2 strikes. So that's why Chris Paddack had the second most foul balls on 0-2 pitches in the MLB, but also was tied for the second most home runs on 0-2 pitches. Now I can't necessarily say throwing fewer fastballs will improve his performance, either on 0-2 counts or later due to sequencing, but what I can say is having a feedback loop is crucial. He was an above average pitcher at getting strikeouts in the other 2-strike counts, and I don't think it was a coincidence he was throwing a lot more changeups in those counts. But nonetheless, he gets to 0-2 counts a lot more than other pitchers, so even marginally improving his performance on those counts will make a drastic difference. But regardless, I can't wait to see what Chris Paddack has in store for whatever comes of the 2020 season. Can't wait to see more of the Sheriff.
For the month of April, Pete Alonso.